Hi, I'm with Malcolm, who's one of the organizers with Fudstock. Could you tell us a bit about the event this year?
Yeah, what we're trying to do this year is just obviously because our grand plans have been a little bit curtailed with obviously the COVID-19 and the situation that a lot of sort of festival organisers have found themselves in, which is horrible, something that you love and something that, takes up that time and everyone loves getting involved with, we just couldn't do it. And we thought about it and we thought long and hard about it, but, we just don't want to put anyone at risk. So what we've decided to do this year is, sort of do it from people's homes. So we've got like a mixture of sort of people's homes, sort of areas that people are going to be sort of streaming in. And we're going to have two stages. We're going to have the bum stage and the lock-in stage. And the lock-in guys were really sort of keeping the town entertained, I think, with live sets and things from people's home, because at one stage, obviously, we were all locked down. So they had a great run at raising money, I think, for Mind, and it was the food bank. So we know these guys have got a bit of pedigree. Bums was doing something similar as well. So yeah, they're the guys that we're looking forward to sort of, running each stage for us. And then because there's two stages, if you will, people have got that choice on the day, and we thought that'd be fun for people as well. If they don't like someone on one side, say for instance, if I'm DJing, there's someone else much better on the other channel, So it's just giving people that choice and sort of try to replicate that sort of choice of going to one stage or another, and that's what we're aiming for.
So the event is this Saturday. What time is it, and how can people join in?
Oh, well, it's going to be, I think we're doing it from 12 till 12, which is ambitious. So what we'll be doing, if people just keep their eyes and ears open from Facebook and all the sort of usual social media channels, I think we're on Instagram and Twitter and everything else now, thanks to Jane Murphy. So, I don't think you'll be able to miss it, but what we will be doing is publishing the web address. What we found is, like, with a lock-in, and I know Graham Newby is running the bum stage, has fallen foul of like the copyright laws on Facebook. So you're playing DJ sets. Yeah, but what can happen is that the sound's muted, and also the record companies can, they can lodge complaints. Graham was actually banned from Facebook was it a month? It was a month he was banned for. So we don't want that to happen, and we think that just robs the sort of motivation and like the sort of enthusiasm you built up, if it's going silent in part. So we're moving away from that, where it's going to be a dedicated web link. So yeah, we'll be publishing that, and we'll make that as sort of public as we possibly can be, and certainly on the Fudstock page that it'll be on there.
So this started 2 years ago to honor a friend of yours, Fud. Who was Fud?
Yeah.
And how did he get that name?
I think there'll be other people that'll be able to tell you better about how he got his name. I think it was awarded to him. I think it was something that him and his sister used to say, if I remember rightly. I'm sure Jo, his sister, who's part of the committee, she'll probably correct me on that one. But I think that's how he picked it up. But yeah, Rich Born Fuddy, he was a friend of sort of everyone. He's like a friend of mine, and he's one of them people who's just like the bona fide sort of legend of the town. If you saw him, you'd always having an interesting conversation about something that you didn't want to conversate about. But I think more importantly, he was just like a really nice guy, and everyone liked him, and he very, very much was behind music. I mean, there's a story I always like to roll out. I was doing a beach party once, and the weather looked a bit inclement, and the authorities didn't really like me much back then, and I was thinking, should I
That's
put
another
it on?
story.
Well, yeah, let's not get into that. They might be listening to the show, might have something to say about that. It was a long time ago. But I was worried about the weather. So he said, don't worry about it, Mal. I'll get you a roof on there. And I was thinking, I wonder if you do that. And he did. He came over and he got this big tarpaulin, and he sort of lashed it in. He had like metal bolts and all this climbing sort of knots and ropes. And he did it. And he put a huge canopy over the top. And I just remember looking at him that night. I was like, thanks, man. And he was just happy that everyone could enjoy the night. And I think that's sort of sums him up in a small way. Everyone have their own stories about him, but he's just selfless, he was happy was just that everyone else got to enjoy it without getting rained on all night,
Well, this event was organized to raise money, and I was looking at it, and it looked like the first year in 2018 that you raised over £18,000. Is that right?
Yeah. And I don't think that's the full story either. I think there's a lot more going on here around the Fudstock. It's like, I don't like to take credit, for the money that's raised. Like, certainly not just us guys with the festival, because there's so much more going on and around it. There's a lot of community built up of, sort of working in the hospice's name and in Fud's name, and they'll do the Kezi Tabara, they'll do they have their own night. So there's a big team. But yeah, we were responsible for that much money, but it's not the full picture. There's a lot more going in his name. But yeah, we work with the hospice. It's a cause that obviously was very much close to our hearts, but I think it touches everyone in the local area. If you know someone, if someone's precious to you, and in that time of life, you want them to be looked after in the most sort of dignified and caring way you could. And every time I go to the hospice, and it's a sad time, but it's also, you also know that the very people are very well looked after over there. So anything that we can do to help that and put money in the coffers for them and the nurses and the job that we do, then that's what we're all about. So, and that's why we like to get that money into them, and it's a cause as well that's, I think, because we've done that and the cause that it is, it gets the whole town behind it as well, because like I say, unfortunately we're all touched time and again by people that might need that.
So you're raising money for St. Mary's Hospice, a huge event on Saturday, all online. Could you remind people how they can tune in and also how they can donate?
Yeah, I'll also remind people about probably the aneurysm I'm going to have to try to tie all this together on Saturday as well. It actually feels like the actual festival itself would be easier to actually organise. This has been hard work. It's been a moving target though. COVID-19 is not easy. We've been looking at regulations and trying to keep people safe, and we've had 1,000,001 ideas, and we've just got it sort of honed down. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be bands. I mean, we are doing, I'm just going to try and get up my thing. You might have to help me out there, just opening that up. I'm going to get the 2 lineups there out, just so I can sort of pull out the highlights. But yeah, the Locking guys are doing something, and we've got some really good acts on. CO, from Manchester, and Eva B. I mean, she's celebrated, by Manchester Evening News, like one to watch. We've got John Byrne, who's just absolutely, class, and he always puts in such a good performance, and Silver Bars and Chancellor as well. And we've also got Richard from Embrace, and his daughter Nicole, and they're performing together as Evie. So that Eva, sorry, I'll get that name right. And that's a massive win for us. And our friend Eddie Pierce has got that together. We got the Complete Stone Roses, who did such a brilliant job for us as well last year. And with a few of the DJs, I better mention Strike One, because he's an absolute superstar. Then some others, I think, but then Bums, Graham's doing that, Gripper, and I think everyone will know him. We've got Vinny Vega, who's Happy Mondays Tour DJ, Joel Insom, vinyl seller DJs, and Justice. I think a few people actually thought we got the techno sort of French gods Justice, and I better make that clear, but it's not. It's actually just DJ Justice, and it's Justin from Bums. So we better quash them rumours, in case I get trading standards on our case. But I mean, he is good, but not maybe that good,
So where can you just remind us where we can tune in on Saturday, and also if we want to donate through Fudstock to St. Mary's Hospice, how do we do that?
Yeah, there's going to be links available. So people just keep their eyes on the Fudstock pages, but we'll be sharing it. I think like Facebook, Instagram, it's like if you're a friend or a friend or a friend, you'll get to know. And it's going to be a dedicated web link. And the reason we've done that is just what I said before. We don't want people's enjoyment stops on Facebook, etc. We're going to get them all to this web link, but there will be donation links on there. So they can text, they can send it over by just giving us, there'll be like a link on there. So if you tune in, you will be fully aware of how to do that. And of course, there's the usual way of just getting contacted. If you want to make a donation, we'll make sure that the hospice gets it. So any which way people want to give money, we'll take it. Someone can come and just throw a few quids through my letterbox, that's also fine. I'll take that. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And I hope that Saturday is everything that you hope it will be. It sounds like a really amazing event.
It's going to be, and it might also kill me as well, man. So, fingers crossed. Yeah, it's the better of the 2 results.
Well, thank you so much.
No problem. Nice to talk to you. Thank you.
You too.